Hey, it's Dr. Karen Kan. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And I have a few things to talk to you about today. The first thing I want to share is that there are a lot of what we call ascension upgrades going on. Now, if you've been following me for some time, you are probably like, yeah, I know, I can feel them in my body, right? So ascension upgrades are where the planetary and our energies rise and expand. And think of it as the all of creation breathing out and breathing in. In this case, breathing in. And it's like things expand, but not only expand, things seem to accelerate. So I don't know about you, but a lot of people have told me their perception of time has really changed. Like time is moving faster for them. And almost everybody I've asked, whether they're a sensitive soul or not, they're like, yeah, the time's flying really fast, you know? And I have been a little bit time challenged in the last week or so with these upgrades. Now, I have a number of souls, and one of my souls is a light being in now a human body. And this, the light being has some special skills with these ascension upgrades to, if you will, remember what they used to be able to do, but now in a human dense body, right? Which is, it was quite a feat. But one of these talents is around time manipulation. Unfortunately, we don't exactly get a manual on how to do that. So when these ascension upgrades occur, sometimes it's a little glitchy. So I think I was like half an hour late to a meeting the other day. And when I'm early, it's great, right? I don't notice. But when I'm late, it's very strange. Like I'd be like, wow, it's already such and such a time already. Like, what have I done today? You know, but there's a way in which we can speed up or slow down time for ourselves relative to our way. And I've done it inadvertently in the past, but I haven't figured out the formula how to do it consciously, especially as a light being starseed. So a light being in a human body, quite yet. But that could be because I fill my days with all sorts of other human type activities that keep me very busy. So we'll put a little pause on that, and if and when I figure it out, I will let you know. Throughout these multiple ascension upgrades, lots of things are going on, and there's so many different parts of us, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, dimensional, that each of these parts have to recalibrate in some way, shape, or form after these ascension upgrades. And there is what I call an automatic alignment activator that I have co-created with the universe to help us recalibrate all these parts of us and to integrate fully the ascension energies whenever they occur. And what this, I call it kind of like an auto healing bubble. What this AAA automatic alignment activator is supposed to do is to kind of like almost diagnose us in those parts, what isn't integrating, what isn't really recalibrating well, and then kind of, you know, do that. There's actually two different ones, one for integrating the essential energies, the other one for recalibrating. And I'll give you those in a moment. So, so it can kind of diagnose that it's not there yet and help you do that integration, help you do that recalibrating. Here's the thing. Because it's automatic, okay, if you have this particular positive morphic field and it does work automatically, it can take upwards of 7 days to fully complete the healing, the recalibration, the integration, if you will. Now, for some people, it's a little faster, some people slower. What makes it faster? What makes it faster is you paying attention to it. Your attention is like speed, you know, to the whole creation manifestation process. So if something's happening in the background that's automatic, it's not going to be as fast as you focusing on it and doing it. Now, there are so many possibilities to heal every day, including integrating ascension energies and recalibrating your energy body, whatever body you have. If you were to do all the Topican healing directives every single day for everything, it would take you a number of hours, right? So we need to use a little bit of discernment. Having the AAA there helps you in the background. You can always make it faster just by focusing on it. And so we're going to do a topic healing directive to download that automatic alignment activator. So you can have that happen in the background for you. There's 2 of them in this case. The other thing you can do is if you think you have ascension related symptoms, even if you don't muscle test or divine muscle test to figure out what is causing it, or whether it's ascension related or not, or something else, right? And it can be really handy when you have Topican healing methodology to be able to figure these things out. But if you don't need to figure them out, if the universe doesn't require you to know, you can just do a directive and then focus on that end result you want. So in this case, we want to, number 1, integrate all ascension energies, body, mind, soul, right? And number 2, recalibrate all the different bodies that we have after every ascension upgrade. And we can do that very quickly. Now, what happens when there are 45 to 50 ascension upgrades a day? Yeah, because there have been recently. Now, some of these upgrades are really tiny, and then others are like a big jump. Now, I'm sure there's some sort of fancy Fibonacci sequence to how big the jumps are, how long they last, and how many there are per day. I'm not a mathematician, and that's not where my talents lie. So if you can figure it out, let me know. And I'm not really sure predicting every single ascension upgrade is helpful, but those of us that are sensitive souls often can feel it when it happens. Like I've had it in the past where I'd be in the middle of muscle testing something for myself, self-healing, and then I'll just lose my muscle testing temporarily. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So I go and I hydrate, right? And then I'm like, so I get enough of a yes to go, we're going through an ascension upgrade, aren't we? Right. So then what do? Again, I'm very clairsentient, so I can feel this happening. So then I do a directive to ground or reground my energies in my body. And that usually brings me back, and then I can then continue muscle testing. But that's really interesting. Like in the middle of my muscle testing, I'll just kind of get loosey-goosey about it, right? I'm like, we're going through ascension upgrade, right? Sometimes I'll ask my God team, spirit team to help me out. And I'll say, hey, guys, can you please reground me, right? And I'm going to share with you the formal directives today, some things you can play around with, see if it feels better when you do it. Are you going to say it 50 times a day? Probably not. The AAA is there to help you in the background, but you could do it a number of times a day if you feel it's an issue with you, right? If you're not feeling like you're integrating new ascension energies, because you clearly, 1 minute feel great and 1 minute not feel great, right? So if this is you could do the Topican healing directive more often. The other possibility you could do, like you could do it 6 times a day, for example. The other thing you could do is also have an Ascension 3 necklace or a bracelet or paracord bracelet or whatever it is, right? And you can just instead of doing a whole fancy directive, you can just say, hey, integrate ascension energies for me, thanks, right? And as you focus on that, you focus your intention. You don't have to be in stillness necessarily, which is ideal if you're doing Topican healing formally, because that's like your bridge to that 0 point. So you can just go boom and then have that instruction there. So it can be very, very fast if you want to do that. The other thing you can also do is just say, hey, I'd really love for you to integrate the ascension energies, body, mind, and soul for me like 40 times today. That'd be really great. After every ascension upgrade, that'd be awesome. Thank you. So there's all these creative things that you can do. And in the near future, I'll be releasing like a free little mini, 21-day series challenge, whatever you want to call it. I haven't named it yet, where, to show you how you can use your Ascension 3 necklaces in a more creative and powerful way. Because I realize just because I do it several different ways that people don't know exactly what to ask for, what to say. So I'll be teaching you that for free in the near future. So just hang on, get on my mailing list if you're not on my mailing list at KarenCan.com, because we'll be sharing that little free mini series for everyone. So the other thing I want to share with you is this Starseed Grid. So the Starseed Grid, think of it as a grid. In this case, it's a love grid, a starseed grid that is created by star people, but people that are human that have alien souls can can also really benefit from the Starseed Grid to get connected to this coherent love grid, if you will, among all tribes, if you will. This is not natively human, but for Starseed humans, they can tap into it. For other alien high vibrational beings, they can tap into it. And so think of it as a whole infiniverse of love. So this Starseed Grid, there are many different kinds of grids, cosmic grids, Christ grid, all these kinds of grids. This particular one that just evolved this past week. So you may already have this downloaded to you, but this is a more evolved version. So we're going to download that to you today. And for those of you that are light being starseeds, you could still benefit from this Starseed Grid as well, even though this is not a light being Starseed Grid per se. But, light being starseeds can kind of tune into anything. So this actually benefits you as well. Now, not to leave the earth angels or indigos, out, but this particular grid may or may not necessarily do anything for you. It's certainly not a negative thing to intention to download it as well, because you never know. You may have multiple souls, not knowing that one of your souls is a starseed, right? The other thing you can do, of course, is, you have other timelines and other realities where you may be a star person. So, hey, why not? Okay, so let's go ahead and do these downloads now. So let's do the Starseed download first. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, just kind of feel your body. And then as I do each of these downloads for you or with you, just make a note of how that feels in your body, because it may feel different in different parts of you. So pay attention to your body now. Let's do the Starseed Grid first. So if you want, you can close your eyes so you can feel your body better, but you don't have to. So I'll go ahead and say the directive, and then you just make that intention. Yes, I would like to receive. Okay. I now command that the most evolved version of the Starseed Grid be downloaded and activated in you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. So just take a moment to let that settle in, make a mental note of how that feels in your body. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the AAA, the Automatic Alignment Activator, that automatically recalibrates your energy body and the other parts of you after every ascension upgrade. Okay, so let's do that next. Again, pay attention to your body. I now command the Automatic Alignment Activator that automatically recalibrates all parts of you, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, dimensional, any others we don't know about, after every ascension upgrade, be downloaded and activated in you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. Thank you. So again, make a note of how that feels in your body. And let's do the next one. This is the Automatic Alignment Activator that integrates the ascension energies, body, mind, and soul, body, mind, spirit. Here we go. I now command that the Automatic Alignment Activator that automatically integrates ascension energies fully, easily, gracefully in all parts of you, body, mind, and soul, body, mind, and spirit, be downloaded and activated in you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Okay, so just let that settle in, make a note of that. You can write in the comments below this video how your body feels after this. That would be awesome feedback. I'd really like to know. A lot of people who are sensitive can actually feel things shifting, moving, grounding, whatever it is in your body. Would love to know what that felt like for you. And then if you were, you have this Automatic Alignment Activator just, kind of doing its thing behind the scenes. If you get, 100 upgrades in 2 days, whichever that last upgrade was, you're counting, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days after for this automated, activator to complete. So at any time, if you feel you have ascension-related symptoms, you can just do the directive. And now command that all parts of me be fully integrated in all the ascension energies in the highest and best way. Thank you. Or for the reintegration, the recalibration, you can say something similar. Even though you have the automated, program now, you can say, I now command that all parts of me be recalibrated to the highest, most healthy level and the highest and best way. Thank you. So you don't have to use these exact words, but that's the idea of it, you know, or you could just grab your Ascension 3 and say, hey, recalibrate all parts of me. Thank you. And it kind of already knows, it's already programmed to know what you mean when you say that. Okay, because I've already programmed all of them. And same thing with, you know, integrating, integrating Ascension energies and also recalibrating the body. So you can do the same way, you know, with the Ascension 3. And if you don't know, you know, where to get those, I'll put that link near this video as well. Yeah, so that like is the exciting news for this week. Well, the other thing I did want to mention briefly was that you may have noticed some very interesting and weird kind of tech glitches lately. They seem to have been happening all over, mostly connected to the internet. I think for some people, they have had them on their computers or devices. But here's the thing, the computer and devices are also connected to the internet, most people's, you know, so it's hard to say, is it your device, it's the internet, right? So there's some really strange things happening to the internet. And in the past, I thought, oh, was it entities, you know, but not recently, at least not for me. It's not entity interference. There's actually real things going on, like literally, I'll give you an example. So I used for some of my web pages, I use a website builder, and also my, you know, my email list is there as well. It's called Kartra. It's an app. Really love it. Works really great. It has a help desk and calendar. It's really easy to use. Everything's integrated. You know, everything's talking to everything. It's awesome, right? So I really enjoy using it. And you know, there've been a number of times in the past few months where it's just down. It's like not there. Like, okay. Now, I think it's related to this other place called Cloudflare, which is very common to be used among entrepreneurs. And so if Cloudflare goes down, Kartra goes down. I think that's kind of what happened. But both times, I had no idea what was going on. But both times, no one else caught it. Although I do have documentation, you know, an actual video that shows, hey, this Cloudflare was down and Kartra's not working. I actually did a screen share video, but it was later at night and nobody noticed except for me. But then I did a little prayer and then boom, it's up and working again, right? So aside from being somewhat inconvenient, it's just rather strange. So I would love to know too whether or not you've noticed some weird stuff happening on the internet. The other thing I wanted to share with you, well, I wasn't sure I was going to share this with you, but I guess I will, is that, you know, I was really disappointed the other day, and I allowed myself to have 30 minutes of a little bit of a, you know, a thing with indignation and disappointment, because Kartra, who I just talked about, love their service. And the people are really nice. Their support people are really awesome, and they, you know, do screen share videos and teach us. And you know, I really enjoyed the service. You know, I just found out that they deplatformed the Truth Over Fear Summit, and I was like, "What?" Surprised. I know some of you are like, "Come on, Dr. Karen, you've been censored." You know, like, yeah, I know, but. Okay, so some people thought, okay, are there, you know, certain email platforms that are censoring? Yes, I knew that. MailChimp, for example, censored, you know, Children's Health Defense, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., right? So they couldn't send out emails. So they sabotaged that. I was really, I guess, I get to be honest, I was really hoping that whoever I was using would not do that, but they did. So yeah, they censored Truth Over Fear Summit, and not kindly either. It wasn't like, oh, we don't really like what you're talking about. It's anti-government or whatever they considered it. Anyway, so we need to shut you down, and you have 10 days to get that stuff off. Or you have 5 days to get that stuff off your platform, right? Otherwise, we're canceling you. at least with well, I don't know about Instagram, but at least with Facebook, they'll give you some warnings. Well, nowadays they're not, but anyway, they were. Yeah, so without warning, all 50,000 email list people that had signed up for the summit gone, all web pages gone, erased, deactivated. And here's the thing, they did it the day of the summit launch. That's a little, if I may be judgmental at this moment, nasty. That's a little nasty. Okay, I'm done with being judgmental. Yeah, so I was like, oh man, like I have more things to do and find another provider, you know? So what did I do? Well, you know, I can't keep my mouth shut, right? So, you know, I go on Facebook and I, post in the group. Of course, they didn't let that post through, but, I went to their Facebook business page, sent them a letter. I sent the letters of support, basically saying, hey guys, love your service. Just found out you deplatformed these colleagues of mine who were speaking at this telesummit. Not cool. You didn't give them a warning. You just erased everything the day of the launch. That does not bode well. And I don't feel confident in using your service because you could just do that to me, right? I don't use them to stop until you give me some sort of explanation, because I can't see what they did wrong to be censored, honestly, So I did reach out to one of their competitors, and they weren't much more helpful either. So, these are some of the things that entrepreneurs kind of, if you are in a job, you don't have any idea, like that we deal with. So like there's so many apps, there's so many things that we use, we spend money on every month to like keep up. So I've got, website toolbox that helps me build the new forum, in our light medicine community. We've got Kartra, I've got two Kartras, one for my LifeWave business and one for my other business. And then, and then we've got Zapier, and then we've got Teachable, and then we've got Get Flywheel that hosts our main website, right? And then the WordPress and all the different themes that it has, and the plugins that we pay for. And this is not even including people that I pay to help me with this stuff. We got SiteBlock, right, for the website. Now that's not to scare you from being an entrepreneur, because what happens is when you do it the right way, and yes, there's a lot of learning. If you're just open to learning, you just do a little bit at a time. And it's only when you grow and scale, that's when you really need these other apps and everything talking to each other, right? So if you're just starting your business, don't freak out over that. You can handle it. Okay, it's not like it's overnight. You have to know all this stuff. And have all these people helping you, and you're like, I can't pay for these people, right? Because there's a way in which you can just be in your vibe and do what you love to do, and the universe will help you, even financially, with that. That's completely other training, we're not going to talk about that today, but it's pretty amazing. So, sometimes, not very often, I'll get somebody who I don't know, who's not in my tribe, who did hear about me, but is not a student or a client or, a former patient or something like that. And they just they go, well, can't you do this for me for free? And I was like, no. I do a lot of stuff for free. A lot of stuff for free. Okay, can you go in a group for free? And let's do that there. But I cannot test each individual person like that, because I would have absolutely no time to run my business. And I know in the past that if I do things that are codependent and can't say no, oh, I get kicked in the butt by the universe. Yeah, not pleasant. So just to share with you, there's a lot of things we learn, a lot of things we grow, and I'm a fast implementer, right? So, and that's, one of my personality types through one of these profiles I've done. This is the life purpose profile. I'm a knowledgeable achiever. So knowledgeable achievers are very lucky in that we love mastery and we love to learn, and we love to be good at things. So when there's new things to learn, it's not as stressful for us, right? For some others, it might be really stressful. Certain other profiles, it's not, But the other thing is that was super helpful for me to learn my wealth dynamics profile, because I was having trouble with, you know, how to manage my team. Like in the past, I had one VA, and I've been through, as far as the single VAs, I've been through 4 before I found Tasha and Taylor, right? And right. But the wealth dynamics profile is really interesting. That's one of my announcements, is that I'm going to be interviewing on Monday's radio show Trey Stinnett, and he is a master flow coach for wealth dynamics in North America, and he's an expert in this. And when I did my wealth dynamics profile, I discovered I was creator, and you know, there was a like a whole thing I could read about, you know, how I function, what I do best. And by the way, it's not customer service. So, so if you get me on the weekend, customer service, and I don't sound very nice, it's just my creative. It's not my forte. So I, you know, so at the Trey, I got to share this information with people, because I use their wealth dynamics profile to help me hire my next 2 people in my team, or on my team. And so for each of them, they had to do a wealth dynamics profile so I could see where they sit and what our talents and gifts are and what are not our talents and gifts, and see if we can balance each other out. And it was just so perfect, because Tasha and Taylor, I need one more team member, and I won't say what, you know, what wealth dynamics profile is, because, you know, people have to actually do the profile before I even interview them for, you know, being part of a team. But anyway, they're just, you know, the perfect complement to me. Thank goodness, a lot better at the customer service. So I asked Trey to come on the radio show to talk about wealth dynamics, how it could be helpful, especially to entrepreneurs, whether you're just starting, want to start a business, or you're already in business, looking for multiple team members. So helpful, because it has to do with energy and chakras and all that kind of stuff too, believe it or not. Yeah. So if you're like, well, is this really too business for me? And I'm really into energy healing. If you're into energy healing, you should listen to the show. Okay, definitely. So I'm going to stick the link near the description of this video to the Monday radio show. It's 12 noon Eastern on Light Warrior Radio. And you can watch it for free, and listen for free. And then if you can't make it, you can just click the link and listen to the archives. The other thing too is we are doing a private workshop from my peeps. Okay, so I'm not putting that link, you know, below this video per se. If you're on my email list, you'll have that link. Okay, because it's a limited number of people only. And so he's going to do a 4-hour workshop with us. So you get your wealth dynamics profile and the 4-hour workshop for $97. And normally the wealth dynamics profile alone is $97, and then you pay extra for a coach, you know, if you want to, you know, to have you go through it and talk about your team and blah, 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 right? Which is what I did with Trey originally. But this time he's offering a private workshop just for my peeps, you know, small group. So if you're on my mailing list, KarenCan.com, you will get that linked. So really excited about that coming up. And that, so the radio show's on Monday, May 10th. And then the workshop is on May 19th in the afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern. And there's a recording as well, you know, if you can't make it live. So that's super exciting. Now, the next announcement I had is just to let you know that, you know, the UWealth Revolution Telesummit that I was on April 12th, very, very popular. And it's, you know, Darius and Jan and everyone, UWealth has been doing a replay of it almost every weekend. And I think it was popular enough, and the information and healing is important enough that we felt that, you know, it's probably a good idea to continue offering that package. So package B is already over. So that was a live package where I do healing on you and your family and all that stuff, right? So that's already over. But package A, we teach you how you can do that, and that your light radius can expand. And we do that with you in the recordings. So as you do the watch, learn, heal process, your light radius expands as you watch and do the training. So you can heal your family members that way. And I'm not going to talk about exactly what's in the package. You can read about it yourself. We'll put the link below this, and I will put actually, we did a Zoom call as well. Okay, I'm getting the intuitive hit, don't put that on a public place. Okay, so it's not going to be underneath this video, but it is, if you're on my, the link is in the email. Okay, so if you're on my email list, the link is there. If you can't find it and you're like, I want to watch that extra Zoom call you did with Darius, I didn't get the resiliency downloads, whatever, the EMF toxicity downloads, you can just go ahead and email support@karenkan.com for that. Okay, so I'll just say it here, but I won't put the link underneath this video because let's just say it's too spicy to be public. Okay, but just to let you know, though, the replay of the interview is available on the page, and the Divine Design Training Package A with the quantum jumping sessions recorded is $99, and normally it's $222 without the quantum jumping sessions. So I have agreed to keep it low, for the folks who are interested in this, because I think it can really save some lives. That's the detail I'm going to say publicly. So you can check out the link. I can post the link to the package here, but I just can't post the link to the special the replay of the Zoom call that we did. So thank you for your understanding. That's the announcements for this week. That's the Spiritual Medicine Digest for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Bye for now.